April 10, 2026, Islamabad is at the center of the world's attention. The city, usually known for its serene hills and bustling markets, is now transformed into a global stage. Streets are lined with security, and the world's media has descended, eager to capture every moment of this unprecedented event. The Pakistani capital, long a crossroads of regional politics, now hosts direct talks between the United States and Iran, historic adversaries finally meeting face to face. The arrival of diplomatic convoys signals the gravity of the occasion, as flags flutter and anticipation builds outside the conference venue. Years of threats and proxy conflicts have brought both nations to the brink. Now, they're stepping back, seeking a diplomatic off-ramp. The atmosphere inside is cautious but determined, as seasoned negotiators attempt to bridge divides that have defined a generation. The stakes are immense: nuclear proliferation, regional security, and the stability of global energy markets all hang in the balance. Every word exchanged in these rooms could ripple outward, affecting millions of lives, from the oil fields of the Middle East to the energy consumers of Europe and Asia. Islamabad's selection as host underscores Pakistan's unique position as a trusted mediator. With its history of balancing complex alliances and its own security concerns, Pakistan is seen as a rare neutral ground, one capable of fostering dialogue where others have failed. Security is tight, the atmosphere tense, but for the first time in years, dialogue is replacing confrontation. Journalists wait anxiously for updates, while armed guards ensure that nothing disrupts these delicate proceedings. The world watches, hopeful that this fragile process could mark the start of a new era. In homes, cafes, and public squares, people follow every development, aware that history could be unfolding before their eyes. The commitment to talk, however tentative, is itself a breakthrough, proof that even the deepest divides can be bridged. As delegates exchange documents and shake hands, a sense of cautious optimism fills the air, reminding the world that diplomacy, though fragile, remains our best hope for peace. The path to Islamabad has been fraught with setbacks, failed deals, escalating conflicts, and a history marked by suspicion and missed opportunities. Each attempt at dialogue seemed to falter under the weight of old grievances and new provocations, making the journey toward meaningful engagement a long and uncertain one. Decades of mistrust have lingered since the 1979 Iranian Revolution, when diplomatic ties were severed and animosity became entrenched. The world watched as two nations, once partners, became adversaries, shaping the geopolitics of the region for generations. The collapse of the JCPOA, once hailed as a breakthrough, reignited tensions and dashed hopes for a peaceful resolution. With each missile launch and headline, the region was pushed closer to the brink of open conflict, and the possibility of war loomed large over the Middle East. In recent years, proxy battles and direct clashes have left scars across the region, from devastated cities to fractured alliances. These confrontations underscored the urgent need for diplomacy, as the cost of continued hostility became impossible to ignore. Quiet efforts, led by Pakistan, gradually gained traction behind the scenes. As both Washington and Tehran recognized that endless escalation was unsustainable, a window for dialogue began to open, however narrow and fragile it seemed. For the United States, years of strategic fatigue, mounting economic strain, and shifting global priorities demanded a new approach. The cost of maintaining perpetual confrontation was becoming too high, both at home and abroad. For Iran, crippling sanctions, economic hardship, and growing unrest in the streets made dialogue not just desirable, but necessary for survival. The pressure from within was matched only by the isolation imposed from outside. Initial ceasefires, brokered by Pakistan, proved that de-escalation was possible. These small but significant steps built momentum for more substantive talks, offering a rare glimpse of hope in a landscape long dominated by distrust. Now both sides are at the table, not as friends, but as pragmatists seeking a way out of perpetual crisis. The stakes are high, and the risks are real, but the willingness to talk marks a turning point after years of silence and hostility. The Islamabad summit is the fragile result of these efforts, a chance to move from temporary truces to lasting peace. Whether this moment will mark a true turning point or just another chapter in a long saga remains to be seen, but, for now, hope flickers on the horizon. The Islamabad agenda is ambitious, reflecting the hopes and anxieties of a region at a crossroads. Leaders and diplomats have gathered here, aware that the choices made in these rooms could echo for generations. Their mission is threefold: secure a lasting peace, guarantee safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, and address crippling economic sanctions that have left millions struggling. Each objective is complex, intertwined with the others, and fraught with risk. First, negotiators aim to turn fragile ceasefires into a comprehensive peace, tackling proxy conflicts in Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq. These wars have devastated communities, displaced families, and fueled cycles of violence that threaten to spill across borders. Second, they seek an agreement to keep the Strait of Hormuz open, vital for global energy supplies, through new security frameworks and maritime cooperation. Any disruption here could send shockwaves through the world economy, affecting everything from fuel prices to food security. Third, Iran demands sanctions relief. The U.S. insists this be tied to strict limits on Iran's nuclear program and regional activities. For ordinary Iranians, sanctions have meant soaring prices and shrinking opportunities, while for Washington, security concerns remain paramount. Sequencing these steps, sanctions relief for verifiable commitments, will be a major challenge. Trust is in short supply, and every concession is weighed against decades of suspicion and broken promises. The U.S. wants zero enrichment and curbs on missiles. Iran seeks economic relief and security guarantees. Both sides face pressure at home, making compromise politically risky but essential for progress. Each issue is a negotiation unto itself, with deep-rooted mistrust complicating every step. The atmosphere is tense, as every word and gesture is scrutinized for hidden meaning. Success could reshape the region, offering hope to millions and setting a precedent for diplomacy over conflict. But failure risks renewed instability, more suffering, and a dangerous escalation that could draw in powers from beyond the region. The stakes could not be higher. As the world watches, the outcome of these talks will determine not just the fate of nations, but the future of peace and prosperity in the Middle East. The talks hinge on the individuals leading them. The U.S. delegation is led by Vice President Jerry Vance, a pragmatic negotiator with full White House backing. Iran's Speaker of Parliament heads their team, signaling unity among Iran's factions and a serious commitment to diplomacy. Pakistan's Prime Minister is more than a host. He's an active mediator, leveraging his country's unique ties to both sides. Behind the scenes, teams of diplomats and experts work tirelessly on the details. The dynamic between Vance and the Iranian speaker will be crucial, as will Pakistan's ability to bridge divides. Success depends on trust, expertise, and the willingness to compromise. The world's eyes are on these leaders as they attempt to rewrite history. Pakistan's transformation from regional player to global mediator is at the heart of these talks. Its rare position, trusted by both Washington and Tehran, enabled it to broker initial ceasefires and bring adversaries to the table. Months of shuttle diplomacy and relentless negotiation laid the groundwork for this summit. Islamabad's secure red zone now hosts the world's most sensitive discussions, a testament to Pakistan's commitment and capability. By providing a neutral, safe venue, Pakistan has removed barriers to honest dialogue. Its success highlights the power of middle power diplomacy in a polarized world. Pakistan's efforts have already reshaped its international standing and created a real chance for peace. The Islamabad summit is as much Pakistan's achievement as it is a new beginning for the US and Iran. Hope is high, but realism is essential for everyone involved. Decades of hostility and complex issues can't be resolved overnight, no matter how strong the desire. The summit is a starting point, a commitment to keep talking, even when progress is slow and uncertain. Negotiations will be tough, with setbacks and political pressures threatening to derail the process at any moment. Incremental progress, joint statements, working groups, and future meetings will be the true measure of success here. Patience and resilience are vital. The process will be a marathon, not a sprint, for all participants. The world should not expect a comprehensive treaty now, but the willingness to continue is itself a victory worth noting. The path ahead is long, but the door to peace is finally open for those who persist. The outcome in Islamabad will echo far beyond the US and Iran. A breakthrough could stabilize the Middle East, spur reconstruction, and shift resources from conflict to cooperation. Securing the Strait of Hormuz would calm global energy markets, lowering prices, and boosting economies worldwide. Sanctions relief and Iran's reintegration could open new markets and foster economic growth. Failure, however, risks renewed conflict, volatile energy prices, and a dangerous return to nuclear brinkmanship. The stakes are global, and the world is united in hope for a positive outcome. These talks are a rare chance to prove that diplomacy can triumph over decades of division. As negotiations begin, the world holds its breath, hoping that Islamabad will mark the dawn of a new era.